Governor Daura of Katsina State has announced that the late ex-President Muhammadu Buhari will be buried at his hometown in Daura on Tuesday. The governor stated this while briefing newsmen on Monday at the government house, Katsina State. The governor said the decision followed consultations with the family and people around in London, noting that the former president's corpse will arrive in the state by 12 p.m. on Tuesday, with the burial following at 2 p.m. in Daura. Governor Rada condoled with the family of the late president and people of Katsina State and Nigeria. He has since arrived in Daura, leading a delegation of top state government officials on a condolence visit. Early on Monday, former Ogun State Governor Ibikuli Amosu and former Governor of Kaduna State Nasir El-Rufai joined other mourners at the late president's house in Daura. News Central's correspondent Jamil Mabai joins me live to discuss the prevailing mood in Katsina as the state prepares for the funeral service of the late former president. Jamil, thank you for joining us.
Thank you I'm glad to be here.
All right, let's start with the general mood in Katsina right now. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What's happening on ground as preparations continue for the burial of the late president?
You know, the general mood has been that of pain and grief, everywhere you go in Katsina, and especially in the president's hometown of Daura local government. We've been there since yesterday, and we've spoken to a lot of people, and they have expressed deep, an attachment to the president when it comes to how they connected with him. And, movements were restricted today in Daura, shops were closed, people were in their houses mourning the demise of the former president as a sign of their own solidarity. And, a lot of people described how he has always loved the people of Daura and the people of Katsina. So the mood has been generally that of pain and grief, especially that of the people of Daura and his immediate family.
All right, now, Governor Daura announced that former President Buhari will be buried in Daura on Tuesday at 2 p.m. What are the logistical preparations like, and how is security being managed ahead of the burial?
Today we've seen, the governor himself taking the lead towards the preparation in company of the former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai and the Osun State Governor Amosun, and like the former Aviation Minister as well, with also another former governor, Aminu Bello Masari, former governor of Katsina State. They were all in Daura, and they were trying to get a befitting venue for the prayer, ritual. And after that, the president will be buried inside his house, at a place close to his gate. During my last outing, I showed the particular spot where the president will be buried. And the reason why they chose that particular space, because it's close to the gate, to give visitors the opportunity to pay condolences to the family and also to visit the president's grave and offer their prayers to the president. In terms of security, the army, the police, and the civil defense and the DSL were all working round the clock to ensure safety and the security of the people there, even though Daura axis, in terms of insecurity, we are yet to witness any, threat with regards to insecurity. But there is massive, heavy presence of security personnel in Daura, especially the military and the DSS and police. And we hope to see more of, security personnel tomorrow, or perhaps later today, this morning, because in terms of the guests that will be attending the burial ceremony, presidents from other countries. The governor made mention of that, but he didn't mention those particular presidents that will be coming, but he mentioned that 2 presidents will be attending the burial ceremony, And also President Tinubu himself will be attending the burial ceremony. And it's very common to have heavy security presence whenever the president is going to any place within Nigeria. So, the security is up and tight.
Now, Jamil, there's a video that has surfaced online. I don't know if you've seen it, where it looked like some children were reacting to the news of the ex-president's passing, and it looked like they were jubilating. Can you confirm that?
Yes, it happened in Kano and some parts of Zaria, and most of, even though we can't confirm actually, the people behind that video, but majorly from the comments that have been online from the Shia people, the Al-Zawzaki people, they are majorly the ones that have been, saying all sorts of things, against the president, and openly showing their happiness or rejoicing over the president's demise. And this brings me to, we had the opportunity of interviewing one of the elder sisters to the president, where she begged for people to forgive the husband. And probably that might have come from, the comments and the rejoicing of the people that maybe that could have prompted her to sought for people's forgiveness. And the interview will be out tomorrow. She particularly said Nigerians should, at least the people should forgive the president now that he is dead.
Now, what might such a reaction, especially from young people, suggest about, generational attitudes towards Buhari's leadership, or let's say his legacy, especially in northern Nigeria?
Like any other leader, every leader has his own ups and downs. Buhari came at a time when insecurity heightened, and also the famous clash between the Shia clerics and the army, is one of the incidences that might really spike the younger generation to have opted to show their happiness towards the demise of the president. But insecurity could be one of the factors. The president came in with the promise of, tackling Boko Haram insurgency and the banditry here in the northwest. Even though the president has tried in pushing back the Boko Haram crisis to a minimal level, but during his time, banditry, insecurity in Northwest, we recorded quite a number of cases. Students were kidnapped in Katsina, over 300 students at the time when the president was visiting Katsina, if I could recall. And also another set of students were kidnapped in Zamfara, female students, and another one in Niger, and another one in Kaduna. So that might be one of the reasons probably that propel, people to express, their happiness towards the demise of the president. But apart from that, I don't think if there is anything that could have triggered people to react in the way they react negatively towards the demise of the president.
Now, you mentioned some dignitaries present in Katsina. One of them, of course, is the governor of Katsina State. Also, we've had former governors of Ogun and Kaduna State actually join the mourners. Now, you also mentioned we should expect the president as well. You mentioned some other dignitaries as well. Looking ahead to today's event, what should we expect, especially in terms of attendance and national representation and the scale of the funeral service itself? What should be expected that will happen in Daura today?
Yeah, a lot. It's going to be a very busy day. Daura town is going to go agog, and even the Sultan, I just heard the Sultan of Sokoto, paid his old condolence visit to the Emir of Daura this evening, and also to the family. And, you should expect virtually all the 36 states governors will be in attendance, ministers will be in attendance, the presidential delegation and the president perhaps himself will be in attendance. And, the president has even formed a committee, ministerial committee that will lead the state burial for the president so that he can have a befitting burial ceremony. We're going to see probably the likes of Atiku Abubakar, IBB. Perhaps I'm not sure of IBB due to his health, but I know for certain Atiku Abubakar will be here. Probably Obasanjo too will be here, and you from the political angle, you might see all sorts of politicians from different parties coming and trooping into Daura to pay their condolences and to witness this historic moment, that the president, the state burial, and the work and other arrangements that will be done later in the day.
All right, thank you so much, Jamil, for the updates you've given unto us. And of course, I trust that we'll be reaching out to you to get more updates as the day unfolds and, of course, as we get closer to that event. Thank you so much.